a couple of things that I learned from my 7-year-old nephew over the holidays. The week before Christmas, I went to my parents' house and I found that my nephews were there, which was kind of cool, except for the part where the 1-year-old didn't let me sleep. Um, but at lunch, I was talking to the 7-year-old and I asked what he wanted for Christmas. I bought them books since like October, but I figured the kids don't want toys. So I said, "What do you want for Christmas?" And he said he wanted a jetpack. Like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. But then he said he wanted a wind up toy. I said, okay, cool, we can do that. I'll bring your Christmas gifts, over on Christmas morning for you and your brothers. Um, the night before Christmas, I was at an event and my phone starts to ring and it's my sister. She's like, "What's going on?" And she sends me these messages and she's like, "Oh, the boy said you're coming tomorrow." I said, "Yes, I'll probably come really early in the morning or really late at night." And she said, "Well, here's the thing. They're supposed to go out." And the boys insisted that because I said I was coming, they weren't going anywhere. So, the parents had to negotiate with them. So, yeah, agree. And my sister said to me, "Oh, you have to make sure that by the time we're back, the Christmas gifts are in the house." And I'm like, "Yeah, cool, sure." But what struck me was that the conversation we had at lunch probably lasted for like 2 minutes, the week before. And he told his brother, and they remembered, and not just remembered, but they had such conviction that I was going to show up and I was going to show up with their Christmas gifts. And when I was thinking about it, I thought about when Jesus said, "Unless you become like a little child, you cannot see the kingdom of heaven." And I realized that kids kids have a faith that most of us adults don't have because we've become cynical because of the world. We've become, and we carry over our experiences, we carry them over to God. And I wanted that. I wanted that so badly, that when God says he's going to show up, when God has given me his word, I just hold on to it. Some days I do, some other days I'm full of doubts and yeah, but that experience or that thing with my nephew just told me that, man, you can actually be in a place where God has said, because these boys were so, like, they were so certain, like, we're not going to leave the house. She says she's going to show up with our gifts and we're just going to wait for it. And God says that he rewards those who believe that he exists and who seek him. And it's like, how many times have I left the place where I should have been waiting for God because I didn't believe he would come true, and I just want that steadfastness, to just stay where and to just believe like a child, so have faith like a child. I think that's really great. So the second thing, this first one was about faith. The second was a lesson in childishness. So when they got back, this was a few days after Christmas, I took the gifts over, and now bear in mind, when I went to look for the gifts, I couldn't find the wind-up toy. I couldn't find the wind-up toy he described. I couldn't even find any wind-up toy. So I bought him a toy car, a remote control toy car. That was so cool that I really thought about keeping it. I got his brother this robo lizard that just moves around and it's a nuisance but really fun. And I was so sure they were going to love their gifts, right? And when I got to their house and gave them the gifts, and his brother tore open the wrapper and was in seconds just playing with his robo lizard. But the 7-year-old, he's really careful, I just love that boy. He's really careful. He opens it very carefully, removes the pack, but once he sees that it's a toy car, he just puts it to the side and looks me straight in the face and says, "But I didn't say I wanted a car." And his dad is just like, "You should say thank you." And I said, "Yeah, but I wanted to have a conversation with him about it." And I learned some things from that conversation. So I said to him that, "I know you told me you wanted a wind-up toy, but I couldn't find it. And I thought you would really like the car because it's remote controlled and it has lights that flash and you can drive it and blah, blah, blah." I started to, and as I started to tell him about the features of the car, his eyes lit up and he picked up the pack, removed it, in like 10 seconds. I was trying to tell him, "Oh, this is how you drive it," but he wouldn't even let me touch the remote control anymore. And when I was going home in the car, right, the Holy Spirit started to say to me that, do you know how many times you're like that? And I feel like it was such a profound experience because literally the day before, something had happened that I had been completely childish with God about. But the Holy Spirit was saying to me, do you know how many times you ask me for something? And when I give you the answer to your prayer, because it doesn't look like what you asked for, you don't even check to see what it is. You don't even check to see if it meets your needs. If you're gonna like this, you just put it by the side. And like, but I didn't ask for a toy car. Um, and it was it really hit me in the chest because the day before, I've been praying to God about something for a while, and I was so sure that I had a sense of how he was going to answer this prayer, and I was going to be the one to solve this problem by myself. But the day before, I went to give the boys their gifts. I was having a really random conversation with a friend, and she brings up the subject and she says to me, "Oh, how about this thing?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm still on it." And immediately she says to me, "Let me do it for you." Um, and I was very hesitant. Hesitant is not even the word. I just said to her, "I'll get back to you." But in my mind, I was like, "This is not how God is going to answer this prayer. I'm going to be the one to solve this problem." Like in my mind, I was just so focused on what I thought the solution would be that I didn't even stop to thank God that He would send somebody who, without me asking, would just be like, "Hey, how about I solve this problem for you?" And in the morning, that same night, I'd been chatting with another friend, who asked me about the thing, and I was like, well, yeah, somebody offered to fix this for me, and she's like, but I don't think I feel like, this isn't like I'm gonna wait for God to like, show me how to fix this by myself. And she says to me, if you try to earn everything with your performance, where's the place of grace in your life? That really blew my mind, So the next morning, I'm like, fam, I didn't even stop to thank God that He would send, like, that my life is so filled with love that He would send people who are just willing to be like, "Hey, let me fix your stuff for you." Like, I didn't even stop to be thankful. I didn't even stop to like examine this gift and be like, "Oh God, is this your solution?" I was just so focused on what I thought the solution was going to look like, what I thought this gift was going to look like, that included my own performance, my own hard work. And yeah, so when my nephew did that, I realized that this is this is exactly how I'm childish sometimes. I've told God exactly how He's going to fix my problem, and or how He's going to give me a certain thing, and I don't even stop to to see His own gifts, to see what it looks like His own way. And I wanted to share that two things I learned from my nephew, 7-year-old nephew: have faith like a child, and don't be childish when God brings the answers to your prayers. um I hope that this year I'm more steadfast in my walk with God. I hope that I'm more able to recognize the places that God is doing stuff, that I'm more able to recognize His hand at work instead of fixating on how I think things should be. Oh, by the way, then I said to him eventually, "Oh, describe this toy," because I'm still thinking maybe I can find this toy someday and give this boy what he really wanted. And he describes this toy, and his dad says, "Did you see that on TV?" Guess what? No, he made it up in his mind. This toy does not exist. I was like, yeah, wow. But that's how I am. I've made up solutions for God, and when it doesn't happen that way, I'm like, "Oh, you didn't answer my prayers," and blah blah blah. And God is like, "How about you pick up what I actually gave you and see it for what it is?" So yeah, on faith and childishness, I pray for more of one and less of the other.